Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this course, designing a 4-bedroom house and project. So in part 1 we give a brief introduction to this 4-bedroom house and project. Okay, so we already created one structural grid, which is this horizontal structural grid. So like I said earlier, after getting a plan from the architect, the first thing you want to do is you want to make a copy of the architectural plan so that you can use the copied architectural plan for your structural plan. Now what we are going to do is we are going to continue placing the structural grid. So before placing other structural grid, so what you need to do is, in order to make your work easier, in order to make the plan look simple. So what you need to do is you need to delete all objects which is not needed structurally. As you can see, this object, we don't need this object structurally. Also, we don't need this object structurally. Even this, you see this step, you see this step which is leading to this porch. You see this step like 1, 2. We don't need this step. We don't need this structurally, because this step is here just for us to get to this plinth level. But structurally we don't need it, because we are not going to model this in our structural designing software. So we don't need this, so we can delete this. So whatever object is not needed structurally, you just delete it. Same with this toilet image. We don't need this structurally. So whatever object is not needed structurally, you can delete this. Even this grid, you see this architectural grid. So we are going to create our own structural grid. So you can also delete this architectural grid. You also delete this dimension, so that the plan will look simple, so that you can easily place your columns. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. Okay, that is what I'm going to do. So if you just so first of all, I'll delete this step. Okay, so if you just click, then activate this blue rectangular selection. So whatever object is inside the blue rectangular selection, that object is going to be selected. But if you use a green rectangular selection, whatever object the green rectangular selection touches, that object will be selected. Okay, so you just select this and you delete this. So if you use the green rectangular, you can just select this, then delete this, select this, and also you delete this. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video because I don't want this video to be too long. As you can see, we have a lot of objects which are not needed structurally. So I'm going to pause the video, then I will quickly delete this object. So likewise, you do the same. Just as you can see, this image, just delete this image, but don't delete the text, this guest room porch, so that we can easily understand where is the guest room, where is the bedroom, where is the lobby. Okay, so that we can understand where to place our columns. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do now. So I'm just going to pause this video. Okay, so as you can see, this is how the final plan will look like. You see, I deleted all unnecessary objects which is not needed structurally. So you see how neat the plan is. As you can see, this is the guest room, this is porch, bath, store, kitchen. This is a corridor, this is another corridor. So from this entrance, you go to this corridor, then you move like this, then you come to this other corridor, then you come to this guest room. This is bedroom. You see, so you can see how neat the plan is. So this is another porch, this is dining, this is living area, this is a master bedroom. We have this bath, we have this toilet here, then this is the entrance foyer, then this is the terrace. Okay, so from through this entrance foyer, you can go inside the building. So you can through this door, you enter this entrance foyer, then we have another door here which will lead to this living area. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to continue placing the structural grid. So it is very easy for you to place the structural grid. So let's continue with the horizontal structural grid. So just hit SL, enter, then H, then enter, which is for horizontal structural grid. So along the horizontal wall, we place the structural grid. So at this part, As you can see, we have this wall. So you just find the midpoint, you click this. As you can see, now uh, we have the horizontal structural grid. So also we have this horizontal wall. So you just find the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. You click this. Now as you can see, we have the horizontal structural grid. So also you find the horizontal wall. So this is another horizontal wall. So you just come over here, then you find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. You click this. Now we have the uh, um, other horizontal structural grid. So also this wall, we have this wall, this horizontal wall. So you find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Okay, so the idea is to just place the horizontal grid along the horizontal wall. Okay, so we also have this horizontal wall, as you can see. So you just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. You place this here. Okay, then likewise you do the same for all other horizontal wall. So this is also another horizontal wall. So you find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. You click this. Then okay, so let's see for other horizontal wall. So this is another horizontal wall. So what we do, we just find the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. You click this. Let's click again. Click this. Now we have the horizontal structural and grid. Then so let's find for other horizontal wall. So this is another horizontal wall. So we just come over here. We find the midpoint. We click this. Now we have the um, horizontal and structural and grid. Okay. So you see how neatly we are able to place the grid. This is because we deleted all objects which are not needed structurally. So this is why you want to delete those objects, because they are not needed structurally. Okay, so we also have one. You place this one here. Okay, then let's see. Okay, although we might not need this, but let's just place this. Then after placing the column, so whatever grid is not needed, then we can just delete the grid. Okay, but for now, any horizontal wall, you place the horizontal and grid. Okay, so this one also, you place the grid here. Okay, so I'm just checking to see if I miss any horizontal wall. Okay, let's say for this one as well, just find the midpoint. You click this. Okay, then okay, this is okay. This is okay, right? So yes. Okay, so this seems okay. So also you see this circular column. So these are circular column. These circular columns are used for beautification. Okay, so this four circular column, they will be at the entrance. So these are used for beautification. If you see the if you see this front elevation, you see these are the circular columns. You see these are the four circular columns. You see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these columns are used for beautification. Okay, so you also need to take this into account. Okay, so you also need to take this into account. So what we are going to do, we are also going to place the horizontal and grid, since we are also going to be taking this circular column into account. So we are going to place in the horizontal and structural grid. So you just find, so this is the column here. So we can delete this interior side and column. So you just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Then you click on this. Okay. So now we finish placing the horizontal and grid. So after placing the horizontal grid, we can also place the vertical grid. So just hit enter. Now let's use SL, then enter. So this time around it is going to be V for vertical. Enter. So this is going to be along the vertical wall. So let's just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint here. You click this. Then also this is the midpoint. You click on this. Okay. So let's first of all place this on all circular columns. So if you can't find the midpoint, just click this. Then now we have the midpoint. So you just click the center. Okay. Then also one more circular column. So you place so just move your cursor like this. Now we can see the midpoint or the center. So you just click on this. Okay. So now we have the uh, vertical grid. So also this is another vertical wall, so you just find the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. You click on this. So you do the same for all other walls. So I'm just taking my time so that you guys can understand how this is done. Okay, so also likewise, you take your time, don't rush, take your time to place this horizontal, vertical and horizontal and structural and grid. Okay, so um, so as you can see at this part, if you can find the midpoint of if you can find the midpoint of the wall, so what you can do, you can just draw a line. So let me escape this. So hit L, enter, hit L, enter. So from this end, so just draw a line, click on this, then enter. Now you can escape. Now you can use SL, enter, then V, enter. So you can just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. You click this, then enter. Now we no longer need this line. You can just select this and delete. Okay. So let's see. So we've placed this. Then also let's see for all other vertical walls. Okay, so this also is another vertical wall, so we can just use SL, enter, then V, enter. So we just place this here. Okay, so now we have the also this is another wall, so we can just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Okay, yes, so everything is looking good, right? Yes, this also is another vertical wall, so we can just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. You click on this. Okay. Okay, so just take your time, don't rush. So we are done with this. Also, we have this vertical wall, so we just place this here. Okay, so now everything is looking and good. So let's see what we have. We also have this other vertical wall, so you can just place this place this at the midpoints, right? So what else do we have? Yes, we also have this horizontal, this vertical wall, so you can just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. You click at this. Okay, so if you can't find the midpoint, just make sure you turn on all object snap. As you can see, if you click this drop down arrow, this object snap, you see all object snap are turned on. So let me also turn this apparent intersection. So just turn on all object snap, or if you want just the midpoint, just turn on this median point. Okay, so let me deselect this. Okay, so we also have this vertical wall, right? We have this vertical wall, so I'm just going to find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Okay, so that is okay. Then also we have this vertical wall, so you can just find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. Let's click again. This is the midpoint. Yes, now we got this. Yes, and what else do we have? Let's see. Yes, we also have this vertical wall. So if you can't find the midpoint, so we can just escape, hit L, enter. So we're going to draw a line. So from this endpoint, so let's turn on auto mode so that we can draw a straight line. Okay, so just come to this option where it says auto mode, or you can use an F8. Okay, so you just click this to activate the auto mode. Okay, so after activating the auto mode, now you can freely draw a straight line. So we just find this, then click this. Okay, now hit enter or escape. So go back to SL, hit enter, then V, enter. Now we can find the midpoint. This is the midpoint, so you just click on this. Okay, now we have this, so hit enter. Now we no longer need this line. You can just select like this and you delete. Okay, so it seems we are done with the vertical and horizontal structural grid. So I'm just trying to check to see if I miss any wall. Okay, so it seems we covered all walls. Let's see. So this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, right? This everything seems to be okay. Okay, we also have this. We also have this circular column, which is on at the entrance of this Porsche. So what we do, we just go to SL, enter, V, enter. So we just find the midpoint. So move your cursor close to this circle. Then now you can see the midpoint. You just click this. Okay. So um, so let's see. So everything look good now. Let's okay. We also have this wall. This vertical wall, as you can see. So I can just find the midpoint. We can get the midpoint. Just click this. Yes. Then also let's see what else we have. So this wall is okay. These walls are okay. These walls are okay. Okay, this one is okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay, right? This is okay. Yes, this is okay. So now we are done with the vertical and horizontal structural grid. So you see, this is how it look like. You see, we have this construction line running to infinity. So we only need a part of this a part of this construction line, a part of this grid. So we are going to trim off this. Okay, so we are going to trim off this. First of all, I'm just going to hit escape. I'm going to delete this two rectangular border. Delete this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a rectangular border, a rectangular border, so that I can trim off this structural grid. So I just hit arrow EC, which is a shortcut for rectangle, then enter. Now I'm going to form a rectangular border. So I just click this. So I form a rectangular border like this. Some let's say something like this. Yes, something like this. Then you click. Now we are going to use the trim key. So the trim command. So I just go to T arrow, which is a shortcut for trim, then enter. So first of all, I have to select this. So select this rectangular border, then hit T arrow, enter. Now we can trim off. We can easily trim off this. You see, so just click. Now we no longer have this, so we just also trim this off. We don't need this. Then also trim this off. We don't need this, and also we trim this off. We also don't need this. Then hit enter. So as you can see, you see how neatly this is looking. So we don't need this. I just trim this off. T arrow. I trim this line off. I don't need this. Then also I trim off this. I don't need this. Just trim off this. Yes. Then hit enter. Now we no longer need this rectangle. So I just delete this. Okay. Now as you can see, this is what we have. You see how good looking our plan is. You see how good looking our plan is. So this is the vertical and the structural grid. Now we are ready to start placing. We are ready to start placing the columns on this plan. So the columns are going. So the rule for placing the column. So you place the column at the corner of the walls. It is very important. So you place the column at the corner of the wall. Now, if you see this wall, this wall is this wall is 6 inches in wall. So let's see. Let's use dimension. Come to dimension. Click at dimension. So let's see this thickness. The thickness of this wall. So click this. From here to here, click this. So what is the thickness of this wall? So as you can see, the thickness of this wall, this is 6 inches and wall. Normally we don't use a 6 inches and wall. We use a 9 inches and wall, a 9 inches and block and wall. That is what we normally use. But in this case, the architect is going with a 6 inches and wall, and although the architect is going with 6 inches wall without even considering the structural aspect, because normally we like, when placing our columns on the wall, we like the columns to flush with the wall, so that the columns are not projecting outside of the wall, because this will not be good aesthetically. So the architect just decided to go with 6 inches wall without even considering the structural aspect. So this is where as a structural engineer you have to contact the architect. You guys can discuss on maybe if the architect can change the thickness of the wall to at least 9 inches, because this is what we normally use. Or you also have to contact the client. So it depends on the budget of the client and all that. But if the architect decide that okay, is going with a 6 inches wall, then you as a structural engineer, so you have no choice. You have no choice, but although you still have to convince the architect. But in this case, so let's say we have no choice, we are going with a 6 inches wall. So what we are going to do is the thickness, the size of the column we are going to use. So normally the minimum width of a column should be 9 inches. You should not go beyond, you should not go below 9 inches, because if you go below 9 inches, then the probability of that column failing is very high. But because this is just a one floor building, this is just a one floor building, we don't have upper floors, we don't have any upper floor. So let's just go with the architect. So we are going to go with the width of the column to be 6 inches. So if the width of the column is as low as 6 inches, then in that case you have to increase the depth. So you can't use 6 inches by 6 inches, 6 inches by 6 inches column, or even if it's just one floor. It is not possible. It is not good structurally. So if we decide to go with 6 inches column width, meaning the depth of the column is going to increase. So if we go with 6 inches column width, then the depth of the column is we are going to go with something like 16 inches column width, 16 inches or 18 inches column width. Okay, so that is what we are uh, going to go with. Okay, so I just want you to understand this. So I'm going to stop the video here. I don't want the video to be too long. Then in a part 3 of this video, I'm going to create the column. Then I'll start placing the column so that you can draw the column and layout and plan. Okay, so this is going to be the end of this video. And also you see this building, you see this building, we're having this roof, we're having this aluminum roof. So meaning at the roof part we don't have a slab. But because I want you guys to also understand our slab and layout is done. So what I'm going to do is, although we don't have a slab on the roof, I'm also going to consider a slab on the roof, so that you guys understand how the slab layout is done, so that we are going to understand what is one-way slab, what is two-way slab. So we are going to see where is the one-way slab in this plan, where is the two-way slab in this plan. Okay, so that is what I want to say. Okay, so this is going to be the end of part 2. So see you guys, stay safe.